Sunday's show, Pelicans lose 91-86 to the Magic. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk about David Griffin's comments over the weekend. We're going to talk Brandon Ingram. We're going to talk centers. We're going to talk starting lineups. Make sure you smash that like button. Let's do it.
First took away. That's the best. Get your money's worth now.
Presented by the Scott Vicknair Injury Law Firm. Have you been injured in any kind of accident, car, truck, 18-wheeler, or hurt offshore? Scott Vicknair handles it all. Give them a call, y'all, at 504-500-1111 for a free consultation. Yes, free consultation. They always fight for the win. Lito and 5 in studio, just us 3 tonight. We're maybe Chris joins a little bit later. But, Jared, first let's start with you. I'm going to go with Lito. Overall thoughts on the game 2 of Summer League. They lose again. We're going to talk individual players, but just overall thoughts.
I mean, you don't have a guard. It's hard to create baskets in a game where a team, you just got together. So it's like you're trying to create continuity with people you don't necessarily know, and you're just relying on your talent to kind of get you through. There were some nice things that were done, but also some bad things as well. We'll talk specifically about different players, but they played all right. I mean, you saw the hustle. You saw there were times where they went on runs, but they also gave up big runs. So just a balance of a basketball game.
Yeah. Lito, let's talk some Antonie Reeves real quick. I think, obviously we're talking Karlo and Missi and Hawkins, but I think, we watched the last, 2 quarters together. Reeves he can play. There's no doubt about that. What do you like about his game?
Everything. I like everything. He's a professional. That was good. So just pushed it. All right. Okay. All right.
I got a little excited. I got excited.
He's a professional scorer. He's a guy who, me and 5 and Chris and Coach Mike, shout out to everybody. We did the breakdown film of his game. And he's a guy who, no matter what level he's on, you could always tell he could score. He just had to go to Kentucky to, just to kind of cement his game. But like, man, his intuition as a basketball player is something that like it's something you don't learn. It's not a learned thing. It's a thing where he's just a natural. His instincts are score. The way he scores are different, and he led Kentucky in scoring, and then his floaters, I think he shot like over 50% on floaters at Kentucky. So when you look at that, you know what I'm saying? Like he had some timely cuts. He knows when to cut. He knows like when his guy who is peeking back, you know what I'm saying, in the paint or on the other side of the floor, he's gonna take advantage of that. I mean, he's coming into the NBA at 23 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's an adult. He's a guy who like he's the version of himself that he's gonna be. He's pretty much rounding into that form now. I think he does a lot of things well, and he can shoot the basketball. He got intangibles, not only like not scoring the ball off the dribble, but he can do a lot of catch and shoot things too.
4-year guys, you said, and then Jared, I think there was a stat. It was late in the 4th. The guy said that Reeves was one of few players. I don't know any in the country that averaged. It was 50-40. Then like 8. I think he shot 84% from the free throw line. I think he shot 50-something from the field and 44% from deep.
Yeah.
The guy can score, and you saw it in a bevy ways, right? He's known for his shooting, but you saw it tonight, attacking the rim, good footwork, pretty decent ball handling. Like, what did you like? I feel like he's just more than a shooter, a stationary shooter.
I mean, if you really want to, look at semantics, but think about like Trey Murphy when he was coming out of Virginia. It's kind of similar to what kind of the numbers that he was putting up. Toledo's point. He was the highest scoring person on Kentucky, going with Reed Shepherd and Rob Dillingham. Think about it. Like Reed Shepherd, number 3 overall pick, is playing really well for Houston, and Rob, that you just played, like those guys were lottery picks, and he outscored them while being on the same team, and he knew he was the 3rd option.
Yeah,
that looks like a guy that understands who he is.
Yeah,
and where to score. It's almost perfect to play along, other superstars, because you pretty much have done it. Yeah. You know how to hoop.
Yeah, as you say, Jared, IQ guys. Yeah. You need IQ guys. All right, let's go, Lito. So Karlo today, news from Shams that he signs a 3-year, $4.9. I don't have the stats from it. I think it's 3-year, $4.9 million Christian Clark reporting that the final year is a team option. Karlo had a heck of a lob tonight. He's looked better.
Has he?
I'm just trying to.
Oh,
I'm just trying. Well, he's definitely gotten better than last year, but people are penciling him as like starting center, need to kind of pump the brakes.
Hey man, shout out to Karlo for getting paid, man. We salute the bag over here at Booker Media.
No hate.
We always want you to get paid.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to him, and he's feeding his family. I can't be mad at that. I don't think Karlo is an NBA basketball player yet. I think Karlo has I think he's got to do some more due diligence to get there. Still a young player. To be honest, I know we're talking about centers later, right?
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna just say, to be honest, I don't think the Pelicans only have one NBA center on the roster. So, look, Karlo had a lot tonight. He can do a lot of that. He athletic as hell. Being in the right spots defensively, being in the right places, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna fare for him. I don't think even offensively he has anything to offer other than a lob. I hope I'm wrong. Hopefully he'll prove me wrong. But yeah, I'm not really excited about it.
Yeah.
Nah, I agree with Lito. I think he needs to get better at screening. He needs to get better at, understanding like where guys are cutting from. Again, we talked about this the last game where he missed two guys. I thought he was super late on. It just the speed of the game is too fast for him. And the fact that you went out and paid him just lets me know like you're just doubling down on your decisions. And I don't know where the organization is like moving towards.
Yeah. So I mean, all right, well, that's fine.
Hold on. Stop.
Okay.
My dog.
What did he say? I didn't even see what he said.
Don't do that.
What did my dog do?
What did my dog do? That should be a segment.
Is it this comment?
Yes.
Neither was Jokic.
Oh my God.
Oh
my God. Did you just compare? Bro.
Come on, bro.
Come on now.
Delusion.
Anyways,
my waited till Chaz was gone. He was like, you know what? I'm gonna drop.
I'm gonna start firing off. Yeah. So I think I guess let's talk. While I was talking center position, we have to talk about Missi. Jared, a better performance tonight. Once again, though, you see a lot of lapses. I mean, he had some great sequences, right? I think he had one block on one end with a finish on the other. Let me see if I have it. This is it right here.
8:30 to go here, first quarter. Jared Culver, the former lottery pick, driving, and Missi with the rejection for New Orleans. Quickly ahead, Hawkins, followed by Missi. He starts it on one end and finishes on the other.
You know what's funny about that clip? Karlo literally did that the last game and got paid because of it. So I hope this isn't like we're going to reward Missi with a starting job because he had a great sequence. Like, what are the transferable skills to the team? Like, that's what we really need to see, and we don't know what they are with Missi. Okay, we can continue to say like, okay, he's young and he's untapped potential. Like, what skills are you developing for that guy to be ready on day one? If you don't know what that is, I think you made a wrong choice.
Let me answer my dog's question. I'm sorry.
You talking about the Jokic thing?
Yeah, because
we're already doing this.
Nah, because he's like they're like, well, he didn't hindsight his 2020.
Hold up. Let me get the comment.
No. You don't have to pull it up.
Well, the new viewer. All right, go.
The problem is this: you're talking about a dude whose best asset is being a lob threat, right? He's been a lob threat on the team that don't have. Well, now you have Dejounte who can probably give him, give him access. Jokic is a fucking basketball ecosystem, dog. You're talking about a dude who could dribble, pass, and shoot at the 5 spot. If I'm comparing his game to that, dog, I don't know if you remember, but they was comparing they were starting what's the dude named Nurk. They were starting Nurk and Jokic, and they was calling them boys the reinvention of the Twin Towers, right? I remember that vividly. And Jokic always had the talents that you see. No, it didn't come into fruition until like much later, maybe year 4 or 5. What have you seen to come? Never mind, dog.
Okay?
Move the show along. Please.
My dog, we'll have to, yeah. I mean,
Boy, they got Nurk out of there so fast. So fast because they realized you will never get anybody out of here because Karlo is on the team.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry.
Okay, so this is a perfect segue in the center position, right? And so earlier today, obviously, Karlo signs the deal. So right now, currently under contract, your centers are Daniel Tice, Karlo, Missi, and JRE. JRE, people say JRE is not a center, fine, whatever. He's your 4. Okay. He's backing up Zion. Here are some of the center names in just the Western Conference.
Yeah.
Just the Western Conference. Y'all ready? All right. So I have with OKC, it's Chet and Hartenstein. Denver, Jokic and Jordan. Minnesota, Gobert, Nas, and you could do Karl Anthony Towns. Clippers, Zubac. Dallas, Lively, Gafford. Phoenix, Nurk, Plumlee. Lakers, AD. Sacramento, Sabonis and Len. Golden State, Looney. Houston, Sengun, Jabari. Utah, Kessler, Collins. Memphis, Jaren Jackson Jr., Zach Edey. San Antonio, Wemby, Collins. Portland, DeAndre Ayton. Is this group the starting group? I'm sorry, the center group for the Pelicans. Is it the worst in the Western Conference?
I think with ease, and a lot of those teams, or a couple of those teams, only have like one guy. That's the crazy part. Like,
but that one guy is better than the whole group.
The sum of your parts aren't even as good as one guy, comparing them to other teams, and that's an issue. Like, you don't have an advantage at the center position. Not that you like necessarily need it, but you're not even breaking even. You're in a deficit. Again, you're starting games in the negative at a premium position in the NBA.
And you've seen this team start off. How many times did we say Jose and Najee's? Well, Najee's gone now, so now it's all on Jose, right? Like,
yeah.
I just don't think I don't think there's a plan in place, Jared, to think that center by committee. That's fine.
Yeah, well,
it's like it used to be back in the day. I'll never forget, like back in the day when the Red Sox, like 2010s, Jared, they were doing like these like closer by committees.
Yeah.
In baseball, is like it got shut down so quickly because you need a dude. Like the committee thing's not going to work. No. And God forbid one of them go down.
It's a Band-Aid, man. A Band-Aid they've been trying to do it for so long. Like, hey, bro, that Band-Aid don't work anymore. It doesn't have the adhesive that it needs to protect. And the funny thing is, the center position is supposed to be there to protect Zion. If that's the idea of protecting Zion, if I'm him, I'm pissed. Not because those who those guys are as players or as people, but them as players doesn't necessarily help him become better. Go ahead. Uh-oh.
You about to piss me the fuck off.
Wait, T, I gotta know who's worse at the center position in the Pelicans. I need to know in the Western Conference of the teams I just named. I gotta know. What you got, Lito?
Probably
man.
Probably Aiden. I go Aiden.
Hey, before we get into the center shit, go ahead, my bad.
No, go ahead.
Before we get into the center shit, man, I want to say rest in peace to my dog Jacoby Jones. That shit was unexpected, and man, if you knew him, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really have to explain it to you. I had to go get a shot for my dog today because this is what we did. So man, I miss my dog. Shout out to Lil Kobe too, and Mama Jones. The Pels, if I'm grading the Pels center position, they're F. If I give them an E, I give them a G if I could. Like that shit is. We go all the way down the alphabet. That's a Z because they need to sleep. That shit is bad. Like this is terrible. If you asking me, they're the 49 win team. I'm automatically.
Wait, you can't answer that. That's the Standard Mortgage tweet of the week. You can't answer.
All right, shout out to Standard Mortgage, man.
Lito's debut tonight, by the way. It's commercial. Can't wait for that. Go ahead.
Hey, I bro, you don't have a starting center on the team. I see people in the comments talking about, you said we need a low budget center. Yeah, I said you needed a low budget center. I didn't say you needed a B-list actor at center. I didn't say you need a Bollywood center. You need somebody who can still play the game, dog. Like that, you couldn't rebound last year when you had a dude who could average a double-double, right? Yeah. Now you got to do. Daniel Tice is not a great rebounder. Missi averaged 5.6 rebounds in college. Karlo apparently is this fucking miracle that y'all see. I hope to God that y'all dreams come true in this, and that his shout out to Theos, shout out to Game, man. Appreciate you. I hope that Karlo is who y'all believe he can be. I don't see it. I understand this is year 2. They about to Dyson Daniels me now. Now he's 21 years old again. I understand, dog. I get it. I understand. We didn't play JV, so we might as well go small. How the fuck did that work when you didn't have the people to go small?
Someone still hasn't done the Larry Nance minutes to start the third quarter. We really need to, like, it had to be a major negative. Yes, Jared.
I was gonna say, Toledo's point, we got our centers off Tubi. That's what we did.
That's the list right there. That's the list.
Yeah, man.
See, I gotta know who's worse than the Pelicans right now. Because so Jared,
Looney.
You said DeAndre Ayton. You said
maybe Looney, just because the sum of it may be just greater than Looney.
So they got Looney and your boy.
Oh, never mind.
Trace Jackson.
Yeah, never mind. I lied.
Yeah, I didn't have enough characters, so I was just kind of like I didn't have enough characters on the tweet. I wanted to be one tweet. So yeah. Make sure you smash that like button. Yeah, Holly Grove, Steve, that's a good point. I mean, look, you are right. We can be patient, but at the same time, let me ask you this: like, worst case scenario, you start off 8-20, like you're in trouble. So like, you don't want to get off to a bad start and wait for the All-Star break when you could possibly be a really bad basketball team. Also, like, newsflash, like, if you start off 8-20, 10-10, or like 10-20 or 10-18, like Willie's gone. Yeah. So there's some pressure there too. Like, I can't imagine William being like happy about the center position.
Griff got to be setting Willie up with this.
Like, think about it.
He gotta be. This gotta be the Jack move right here. This gotta be.
I know a setup when I see one.
I just upset the setup. Get my diamonds.
No, there has to be something. I mean, we talked about this before, even before the centers were signed. Like Willie doesn't have a good start, bro. Like, it could get ugly quick.
So okay, put yourself in Willie Green's shoes.
No.
Okay. You're Willie Green.
Shit.
Okay. You're acting like Willie Green.
Nah, like, can I just be the head coach of the Pelicans? That's just not.
Yeah, probably.
How pissed off would you be?
Yeah, you got to know, like, a snake in your grass. You got to know it. Like, hey, it's Louisiana. It's raining every day. My house near a canal. Hey, man, you might want to cut your grass twice a week and before it rain, because it's gonna get ugly quick. But if you're Willie, like, bro, you might want to make sure you get off to a good start, right? It's a little too late for relationships and joy and compassion. It might be a little too late for that. You might want to start now by being like, hey, this is what we got to do. We need to get together now rather than later.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Fob. I mean,
man, hey, Justin, shout out to you, man. These mics sound wonderful.
Shout out to you. Shout out to y'all.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. These are great. Yeah, the updated mics. It's good stuff.
Yeah,
it's good stuff. Yeah, for the chat, guys. By the way, Lito made his commercial debut for Standard Mortgage, so we will play that later tonight.
I'm a star. Could I not shine?
There you go. There you go. Smash the like button. 219 people in here. Appreciate y'all as always.
Let me check and see how many likes you got.
Oh, we gotta check the likes.
34, bro.
No, that's sad.
Damn, y'all hate us like that. Like,
hey, that's
it's free, man.
That's the Pelican starting center grade right there.
Just good, dog. 34.
Well, I text you, Jared. It's the bots.
Man.
All right, let's get to starting lineup. Current roster.
Ooh.
Actually,
man, I really do like the roster.
I know
it has so much.
It's missing one fucking player.
I don't like it.
No. It has potential. Like, you ever had like a meal? You're like,
it's missing something.
It's missing something.
All right.
You snap your fingers like 1,000 times.
Yeah, like it's about to tell you what it is.
Yeah.
What is it missing?
It's a addition by subtraction.
Yeah, it's a
all right.
Maybe a little,
but because finish that.
Maybe it's a little too strong in the pepper. Maybe it's a little too strong in the onion powder, garlic powder. Like, maybe it's a little too strong in a certain area. If you remove it a little bit, maybe simmer it down with a little water, maybe it can flourish a little bit.
Y'all need a show.
We keep trying to tell you, like, come on, man.
Yeah, we need to talk about this pizza thing.
Appreciate you, Lexa. Thank you.
Oh, and margaritas.
And
pizza and margaritas.
Yeah, man.
I can shout. No, I ain't gonna shout them out because they ain't a sponsor. But
yeah.
All right, Jarrett.
What's up?
Today, who's your starting five?
Damn, bro.
Damn, bro. Roster,
man,
you know the roster.
Malcolm Hill on the roster.
I guess I knew that.
The tough part is you're gonna have to. Fuck. Can I give you my starting roster, a lineup, and can I give you my closing lineup?
Yeah, let's do that. I like that. Okay, so starting lineup, closing lineup.
Starting lineup. I'm gonna have Daniel Tyson there. Give me Dejounte. Give me Zion. Give me Brandon. Brandon. Yes.
Dejounte, Brandon, Tice,
Zion.
CJ
or Trey or Herb. I'm gonna go Trey.
Herb and CJ off the bench.
Yes.
I want to hear your closing lineup. I want to hear your closing lineup. Then I want to address that.
All right. I'm gonna go. Okay, give me Dejounte. Give me Zion. That's easy. Trey. I'm gonna go CJ. And I'm gonna go Herb.
Say it again.
That wasn't too many, huh?
Say it again.
Dejounte, Trey, Zion, CJ, and Herb.
No Brandon?
No Brandon.
You're not going to close the...
No.
Wow. Lots to address there.
One, because I need space, right? And if I put the ball in Dejounte's hands, like, I need shooting. Like, Brandon doesn't give me space to shoot. And if I go pick and roll with Zion, I need the floor space enough for Zion to get rolls and being able to pitch from that. If Brandon's there, that's just a guy just sitting in the lane. It's skill set based. It's not personal. It's just skill set based.
So you had CJ and Herb coming off the bench to start the game. Okay, so Herb will do anything for the team, so that's not going to be a problem. He just doesn't deserve it. Herb should start.
Yeah.
He just odd man out.
Yeah,
and it sucks. But he's your sixth. He's closing, and he's your sixth man off the bench most likely, right? Now CJ.
Yeah,
you're telling me CJ McCollum's going to accept that role?
Hell yeah, because CJ, you can look at the numbers. I think he shot 50 plus on catch and shoots, 50 some percent on catch and shoots. Yeah, you'll be doing that a lot, buddy.
With nobody to pass on the ball.
Now they're passing the ball.
Shoot that shit 75% now.
Yeah, and with space, and Herb is in the opposite corner, Trey's on a wing. All right, pick your poison. What do you want to do as a defense? This is the most advantageous offense that I can think of. That's what I would choose. But
I agree with you. I don't disagree with you.
The only reason it looks different starting is because of the money. The money tells me who starts.
Right. I'm just saying, do you think CJ would accept that role?
If it benefited CJ, he would. You have to show CJ.
Do you think he's ready to he's just coming off one of his best shooting seasons in his career, and do you think he's ready to move to the bench? It's your final step, right? Do you think he's ready to accept that after a guy that showed he's played hurt, he's been the number one option for a couple of years, playoff games, whatever he's done a lot.
If I'm CJ, bro, this is a way to preserve you. This isn't a knock against you. This is preserve you. That way you're not going into the playoffs or a situation where you're injured again because you're logging a ton of minutes because you're the starter. This could easily shave 6 to 8 minutes off his nightly duties, and I think that's doable for him, and he can be fresh later on in the season.
Okay, those all great points. Yeah. Here's the thing: I don't think there is a right answer, and I don't think there's a wrong answer.
No,
I just think that two out of the three are going to most likely get screwed, and they don't deserve. Yeah. All right, Lito. Starting lineup, closing.
That was a little crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about it. Do I need to?
No, that's okay.
That's all right. No,
Sunday.
This is
a Sunday show.
Lord's Day.
Starting lineup. Tice, Dejounte, Zion, Brandon, Trey. Closing lineup. CJ, Dejounte, Zion, Brandon, Trey.
Okay.
Say that closing lineup one more time. So Herb's on the bench again.
Yep.
Tice is on the bench.
Yep.
I love the closing lineup. And if you can play situational basketball, it makes sense where you get Herb in on defensive subs.
Mm-hmm.
That 5 right there, if they can string a couple stops, just a couple. The problem is, Lito, where's your rebounding coming from?
Dejounte.
Okay, so Dejounte and Zion have to get?
Yeah.
And do you trust? I trust Dejounte. I've seen it from Zion. I just haven't seen it for a whole year.
I trust the 2022 version, Spurs version of Dejounte.
I think Trey Murphy has to average 10 rebounds this year again.
Yep.
If Trey has to average 10, then what does Zion have to average?
8.
So you're putting more rebounding pressure on Trey than Zion.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Look, to be honest, if this is the center talent we gonna have, everybody got to step their rebounding up.
Oh, for sure.
Everybody. Like Brandon got to average 7. Dejounte got to average 6, 7. Zion has to average 8, 9. Trey got to give me at least 9, 10. Herb got to have 5. CJ probably will get you 5. I can't think of who else is on the team. But yeah.
Nah, to Lito's point, like Trey ain't the one dribbling the ball. They're not asking Trey to play make. They're not asking Trey to, get guys involved. They're asking you to shoot, play defense, and rebound. Yeah, like I think 10 rebounds is something, especially when you want to get paid, right? Like, what's going to give? You can't just get paid $100 and some odd million by just having one. And I hate the fact that this brings me to another point. Even if we didn't talk about Jordan Hawkins, stop making players into like these boxed in positions. Like, you can't just be a shooter, bro. You're a basketball player.
Right.
What other skill set do you have? Like, yeah, this is the one that gets you paid, but what's the one that's going to like elongate your career? Like, we look at Jordan Hawkins, like, okay, he had a really great game tonight, but this is another game where he's turning the ball over. His handle's not strong. Again, I'm not asking him to play me, but you got to be strong with the ball if you're a guard, because you're going to be.
You knew that was a weakness too going in.
I've said this so many times. Like, what are the skill sets that the Pelicans team is it initiating into these players or gifting these players? Like, all right, this is what we're going to work on for you to be a better basketball player.
Yep.
Because you can look at San Antonio, you look at OKC, you look at Denver. Any player that goes there, they leave there with something else that's beneficial for them. You can't say that about any other, Pelicans player outside of Lonzo Ball when he left with a basket, with a jump shot.
I think that's kind of my problem with the whole start or play Karlo, not even play, but just them, Karlo and Missi being active players on the roster, where like 2 young guys who don't have NBA experience, both of them don't have it.
Yeah.
Nobody has played an NBA minute. Like, where do you've seen the bigs that the Pelicans have had drafted and or like had on a team? Where have they gotten better at? Who has gotten better? Like, Jonas came here, he was Jonas. Like, he was a made man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you had Derek Favors, his body gave out on him. You know what I'm saying?
Jackson Hayes.
I wasn't even gonna count him just because like that is
Steven Adams.
But he was who he was. Right. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have great health.
Well, I'm just trying to think like,
man, it isn't just the center position. I am talking about all around
the floor. But I was specifically speaking of center position just because, like, as a young player, I think that's probably point guard and center, the 2 hardest spots to learn.
Yeah.
Right. So if you have 2 guys who have not played an NBA minute, Karlo does not have college basketball experience, even though he played professionally, where he's from. Missi has played 4 years of basketball.
So that's and this goes back to the whole thing. It's like, okay, start like closing. You're a center away, but you can't. Like, I think you're putting Karlo and Missi in a very unfair position.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, if they're logging major minutes and God forbid a Tice or JRE go down, like, you're in real trouble. Like, and this is a team that, like, look at it, like, hasn't stayed healthy. Also, who's playing behind Zion? Like, the roster just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
You know what's funny? It's not even advantageous because, like, you don't even run sets that, they don't have to be a focal point,
right?
Like, or get in the way. Like, you don't even know what you're doing. Like, you're just hoping that they somehow find their NBA sea legs on the run. Like, that's not going to be a recipe for success.
Right. I agree. I think it's a huge question. Some a little positivity. Dejounte Murray shows up in Vegas.
Yeah.
With the team leader. There's a picture thing on his Instagram or whatever of him like kind of like talking to Hawkins. And then also Griff said in his interview that, he's been a leader. He's been trying to recruit talent to New Orleans. What are you, I mean, so far as his first week, what are your thoughts on Dejounte and, him? I didn't see Zion or Brandon out there. He's out there though with the guys. So what'd you think of that?
He said that at his press conference. He said he was going to be in Vegas taking guys to dinner, trying to have like some communications, trying to stay in touch with the young guys, seeing like what they needed from him. To me, he's already the vocal leader on the Pelicans.
Haven't had one of those in a while, man.
Yeah.
Rondo. I say Chris Paul. It was, I don't know who said it. One of y'all did. Shout out to one of y'all. But Rondo was the last time there was a real vocal leader on the team.
You haven't had one of those in a long time. I'm not disappointed that Brandon or Zion out there. I think in Brandon's case too, like his everything's so up in the air. Like, why would I? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would I go? Yeah. Hey, and listen. Dejounte Murray had the best conference out of the two people who were on the stage with him. I don't think that Willie knew where he was. Respectfully, I think he thought he might have been, I don't know, at a convention or some shit like that. Like he did not want to be there at all. And Griff was trying to sell somebody a used car. So he Griff was just up there just like Griff was lying.
Shit.
He was just lying. And I ain't mad at the lies, but when they so egregious that like dog, that conference in general with your head coach saying like he can't talk about how a basic pick and roll is going to be ran. It was very disappointing, man. Everybody needed to be better. The microphones needed to be better. You know what I'm saying? The head coach, the president of basketball operations needed to be better. Dejounte is the only person who did the organization justice up there.
So I guess you liked his leadership over the last week.
His leadership over the last week has been better than the leadership I've seen from the two people I've named over the last 4 years.
Sure.
Yeah, no. I thought he did what he said. You can always admire someone that just when they say something, they do it, and vice versa. That's kind of how you can gauge someone. He posted the picture of him and Hawk. I thought that was a cool thing to see. Like he's dialed in. I mean, he did a promo for his camp in Seattle. He had New Orleans stuff on. Like I think he's dialed in and he wants to be here. He means what he says, and you can gravitate to a guy like that.
And you can even tell like him and Zion.
Yeah,
I feel like are close. Like Zion would be the only one to show up to Dejounte's presser on the roster. It was only Zion Williamson.
I think Trey probably would have been there.
Yeah, I'm sure. But it's still like Zion didn't have to go. He showed up.
Yeah.
Went there. And I think Jose was out. Yeah, you're right. So Jose was out of town.
Yeah,
anyway,
you know what though? Let me say this. At the same time, like fuck that. I'm not supposed to have to like applaud you for doing some little shit like that. Like like if you want to be on the team, like do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, is this a team building exercise? Like you are a superstar on the team.
Yeah.
Like I'm not supposed to be bigging you up because you was at a dude who got traded to the team. Motherfucker, is your team.
Yeah. See, that's the thing though. It ain't always his team. He's always got to take I think now it's finally
Why?
his team.
Why do you think now it is?
I think people around him and the organization finally understand, like, nope, people are right. The
stupid too.
Matter of fact, we were right. We were right in saying that this is Zion's team and it should be ran around Zion because that gives you the best opportunity to win. Not saying that going a different route was a bad route, but it just wasn't the most advantageous route.
I agree with you. It to me, dog, like, I ain't gonna lie though, the whole thing with the press conference is just like Dejounte. No, Dejounte.
For sure.
Dejounte, I'm gonna call him. Devontae actively challenging his head coach in front of everybody day one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no, motherfucker, we are gonna figure out how to run a pick and roll.
Yeah.
Like, it's not gonna be a challenge.
He's got that, like, I that's what I really like about what I've seen so far from Dejounte. And this was a discussion, I think, throughout the network or the panel, is that, will Dejounte like wave off Willie? And will he, kind of run his show? And I think he will. And I'm excited to see that. Like, that's what I really want to see, especially from a point guard.
And then he's played for really good coaches.
Snyder and Pop.
The greatest.
Like dog. Yeah. Like a guy that was, let's say older, but seen a lot of basketball, and almost like a guy that's like a new age basketball coach, like innovative and creative. So like to get the best of both worlds. God, I fucked that up. Best of both. Yeah. Best of both worlds. I think that's a huge key that we probably didn't even talk about yet.
I like Quinn. I like Quinn a lot.
Oh yeah.
I like Quinn. I like Will Hardy a lot too. It was good, bro. I smoked it, dog. Like, to be honest with you, like, it was just something to do.
All right, let's get to this. 38 minutes in. Appreciate y'all. 273 in the room. Make sure you smash the like button, hit the bell notification, let you know we're going live. It's live every Sunday night. All right, Jarrett. Best and final offer to Brandon, because no way in hell should they go into the season with Brandon not under contract or traded. Your best and final offer to Brandon.
Somewhere around 180.
How many years?
I'd probably go 4. Some people might say 160. I ain't gonna be disrespectful. I think the Jalen Brunson thing kind of throws a wrench in it too, right? The fact that he took less money.
But then Brunson, lead up to what you taught me a couple days ago, is like, but Brunson's going into that new money.
Yeah.
So it's smart.
So if you're Brandon, you're probably looking at that too, like, oh, well, maybe I could, and then re-up my value in the process. Maybe get traded to a team because the money's a little lower now. Then I can catch that money on the back end. So I think there's, if you're Brandon, like, maybe it's a little bit more logic at play rather than just being so gung ho on, $200 million now, because maybe that's your last payday. Unless I think Brandon believes in himself, but how much do you believe in yourself?
Right. So 180.
Before I get my answer, I have a question for y'all. Paul George allegedly got offered 2 for $60
by the Clippers.
Is Paul better than Brandon?
Yeah.
So if I offered Brandon 2 for $60, I'm wild.
No,
I don't think he takes that.
I think he probably sees it as Paul George did, as a slap in the face.
Yeah. That means he's taking less money than he's making this year. There's no way.
If I'm Brandon, realistically, like I told you last week, I'm not taking more than a 2-year. Like, if you're not offering me 200,
I would do 280.
I would
2 years, 80 mil.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
It's
a win-win on both sides.
It's a win-win on both sides.
Yeah.
You get 40 mil each year. So now technically you have him for 3 years. This year, and then the 2 kick in. That gives you some more runway for Trey.
Yeah.
Murphy in the extension. Why wouldn't you go shorter deal?
Yeah, I didn't even.
Why does it have to be 4 for 180? I know he wants 5 for 210, whatever it is.
Well, that's the Griff special. The Griff special is 5 years. Yeah. That's what it is. What every deal.
So do you think there's a possibly there's an offer. And also in the chat, guys, I want to hear actually in the chat.
Maybe
I want to hear y'all's best offer and see where y'all land at for Brandon Ingram.
If you want my honest answer, the reason that Brandon hasn't been traded is because Griff. We had this conversation before. All of us, Griff didn't see himself winning the trade. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was. There were deals, there were offers. He could have made a move. He could have got a starting center. He just didn't see himself getting over on that team like he felt like he should have.
Yeah, man. I think when he won the Dejounte trade, he felt like I thought he could have been like, man, I'm playing with house money at this point. Like if I lose this one, it ain't gonna hurt as bad because I got somebody that can play alongside Zion. And I don't know, man. I think it's a little bit of arrogance to a degree.
Sure.
Like,
but the 2-year deal for 90, whatever it is, 80, 90 mil.
Yeah, whatever deal can be done that gets Trey Murphy paid, because I think you need to lock him up quick.
Nobody's talking about that.
See, I wanted to do a show about this, but we could talk about it now.
All right, what you got?
Still do it.
Yeah, still, I mean, shit.
If I'm Trey Murphy, there's a couple things that I'm pissed at. Like I am severely pissed at.
Go ahead.
So Trey gets picked for, I was about to say pegged, but then that's a little weird, right? Right? You're like, see, yeah. Right. So if you're Trey, like you get picked for the select team, right? And you can't even hoop because you're in contract negotiations. Like you can't play against the guys. You see how Cooper Flag getting all this love because of you can't play against the stars because you're in contract negotiations. The only reason you're in contract negotiations because they haven't moved Brandon. So that's already another L on his resume. He's on a fucking press run at this point. He's going to everybody's podcast. Talking about how do I react when I get money? Like he had this conversation with Paul George. He has this conversation with Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart. Like he understands that he's about to get paid, but can't get paid because the Pelicans are, slow feet right at this point. Like you're pissed because opportunities are being missed for his development, stunting his development once again.
This is year 4 for Trey Murphy. He hadn't started a game. Seriously, like he would start on any other team in the league.
Yeah.
Who would he not start on?
The Pelicans, you know how they have all the banners in the practice gym and shit like that.
What do you mean the banners? You mean the pictures?
The pictures.
Like the compassion joy thing?
All of the
kumbaya
promotional
thing?
quotes. They should go into this season saying Pelicans, a day late and a dollar short.
Yeah.
That should be the theme of the season. Every move you have needed to make, you have been behind on. And now you don't have the money to do certain deals. And the ego and the pride kept you from doing other deals. And hindsight or foresight kept you from seeing you was going to let Jonas walk anyway. Like, you knew you was going to let Jonas walk.
This is what I'm talking about. So then why,
you knew you was going to let him walk. Why you just didn't move him at the trade deadline last year? Dog,
there's no offers, there's always something. There's always a second-round pick that you could have used this offseason.
Exactly. If you would have got a second-round pick, because you don't have a second-round pick.
Because you traded 4 of them for Devontae Graham. For Richardson, you got to attach 4 to Devontae.
You don't think Washington would have traded for
absolutely
traded Gafford for JV when they just gave him up to Dallas for nickels?
Nothing.
So what are we trying to explain here?
They could have made a play on Denny Avia. They could have made a play. Corey Kispert is out. Like there was certain players who, you know what I'm saying? No,
I'm not on the Corey Kispert train.
I'm just saying. I'm saying like just for nothing though.
Yeah.
Like because now like look at who your starting center. Like you could have in turn traded Corey to
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Rerouted him.
Can we? Did you want to say something about the Trey Murphy thing, Lito? Because I wanted to talk from the other side of the argument about the center position, because some people are saying, oh, it doesn't really matter. But I wanted Lito to talk about Trey first.
Like as far as the money?
Like should he be frustrated?
I think he is frustrated. I think that you probably won't hear from him. He probably won't say it, but I'm sure not only is he frustrated with the money, like I'm sure he's frustrated with his role.
Yeah.
Like
of course he wants to start.
I don't think that this should be news to anybody. Like a young guy who is in the center of the NBA eye, who has been in the dunk contest, has gone on, Paul George's podcast, has talked to people in NBA circles, who works out with Reggie Miller, like, who thinks that, like, yeah, I should be starting, I should be playing. And for what it's worth, it feels like the Pelicans are kind of aligned in that view, but they're scared to make a move, pull a trigger, so to speak, to get him to do that, because I don't know why.
Yeah,
Griff's allegiance to Brandon, or like, I don't know.
I think he's a poster boy, bro. I really think this is the guy that you want to necessarily build around. Zion isn't the most charismatic, right, when it comes to, like, press conferences and stuff like that. Trey's the person that lights up a room when he walks in.
Right.
Like, whether it's a win or loss, like, you're still gonna get Trey Murphy. Like, he isn't up or down. Like, that's the guy you're gonna get. And that would be the person that I would lean on. Like, he's going on this, like, he hasn't done anything that has disgraced your organization. Like, I wouldn't mind paying, a little bit above market for a guy like that, because I know he's loyal. He understands the media and how it goes. Why not?
He's always playing. He's always like, the dude loves the game. Like, he's always playing basketball.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, look, that's got to be a priority too, that no one's talking about right now, about Trey Murphy. So that's an interesting point from you two. All right, so let's jump back to the center position thing, because Lito, over the past couple of days, I've been seeing some stuff like, we're whatever. Just get a center by committee will be fine. What would you say to those people? Because what worries me is, first off, Jarrett alluded to it early in the show about getting off to bad starts. No one ever wants to get off to a bad start. Then you got to think about injury history. Like, if you have this center rotation right now, and then the starting five still don't make sense.
The roster doesn't make sense, though.
But does one center fix the problem, or are you okay with this? Because there's people on both sides, and like, I'm not trying to change anybody's opinion. I'm just trying to get perspective on, why do they need a starting center?
Let me say this. So the people, the people who hate you on this, cool. The people who say you needed a B-list center or a low budget center, cool. The options on the board were either rim protection, shot blocking, or spacing. Which one of those do you have?
Man.
So what did you do? Like,
it's a really good point. It's a really good point. Because you didn't you can't trust Missi to be a rim protector.
Missi, dog, listen. Stop.
Like, people have I can't stop Lito, because people have project like he's the starting center. He's the projected starting center. If you want to say Karlo, fine too. It doesn't matter. Those two as your options as starting center, I think, is disastrous. I just don't think you can go into an NBA game with one of those guys as your starting center. Okay, then you go Daniel Tice.
I mean,
go ahead, Lito.
No, Tice can hit a three, sure.
Yeah,
but he not.
Tice will be matched up with Jokic 12 minutes a night.
I ain't tripping. Nobody gonna guard him. But the point is, like, if he's shooting 1-3 a game, I can't really call him a spacer.
No, my point being is, like, at least JV gave you also an advantage on the offensive end. Like, no one can stop Jokic. No one can stop those guys. But at least JV gave you an advantage offensively.
All right, there's two defenses this team can play, right? You can switch everything, or you can go and drop, right? At no point,
it's a good point, Brett.
At no point will any of these players be able to defend anything. Right? They won't be able to switch on guards, and they won't be able to protect the rim and drop. Like,
and they can't rebound.
So what? They're in proxy, in a sense. They're just a body. They're not really your actual solution to anything. They're just a body, just to say you have a body there. That's it. It's like meeting a girl in a club. And,
here we go.
And she ain't, you done struck out on the bad ones, the 10s.
Yeah.
You end up with a 6.
Yeah.
And you like, yeah, well.
What time is it? What time is it though?
Oh, it's closing time.
It's time to go?
Yeah, it's closing time. It's closing time.
Closing time.
Yeah, man.
Damn, I had the fuck.
Car ain't gonna drive itself.
It ain't. Ain't no Tesla,
bro. I swear I've been all right. Lito's debut. Let's hear from Standard Mortgage.
Buying a house is one of the largest financial investments you'll ever make. That's why you need the experience and the support of the Standard Mortgage team. Whether you're looking to purchase, refinance, or consolidate debt through a cash-out refinance loan, Standard Mortgage will help you every step of the way. For the last century, we've grown to 7 locations across Louisiana, but we've always called New Orleans home. While others are busy raising your rates, we're focused on raising the standard. Visit us today at stanmore.com, STANMOR.com. NMLS number 44912, equal housing lender. I swear to God.
Lito, shout out Standard Mortgage. What we got, chat? We all rate 1 out of 10. Give me Lito's performance here. Of course, Chung's. Yeah, here we go.
Performance crazy.
Wow, I thought you were a little taller, Lito.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Raising the standard. The standard. Lito's Hollywood now. Let's get to the Standard Mortgage tweet of the week.
It's called Standard Mortgage.
Standard Mortgage. Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather. You ever seen Four Christmases?
No.
Yeah, that's my shit. That's funny.
Presented by Standard Mortgage, your local lender for life. To get in touch with a home loan expert today, give them a call at 504-569-3902. Jared, start with you. Over under 48.5 wins with this Pelicans with the current roster.
Under.
Really under?
Under.
Majorly under.
Under.
Wow. Do you want to? You just want to say under?
You want me to give you a number?
Yeah, I actually right now, July 14th, I do.
Well, that's at 48.5.
Yeah, 48.5.
35.
35. Lito. Over under.
Under.
48.5. How many?
40. 39. You said what?
35.
39.
Damn. Y'all don't even think we get to 40 wins this year.
Mm-mm.
Why will we drastically drop 9 games, Sherrod? Or I'm sorry, with you 14.
Yeah.
Lito's 9 or 10. You said 40, then 39.
Continuity. I think you'll understand what you missed in JV. You'll finally understand, like, okay, I get it now. I think you start the season off bad, and I think just the teams in the Western Conference have all gotten better. I mean, even with Paul George going east, I still think the Clippers could beat you. I think they just have probably a better team. I think they needed somebody to go, and they just didn't know who. Barring health, right? Like, I think just the Western Conference is going to be tougher to get through. And I don't think the Pelicans have the, fortitude or mental fortitude to withstand it all.
Okay. People are saying 40 to 45. I see 42. Tony with 38. Chung 41.
My initial, as of 2 weeks ago, I was saying 42. But I mean, it ain't really a difference between 39 and 42, to be honest. But
shit, the way the standings.
Oh no, it's not gonna be good. I don't feel good about it either way. I'm saying that, like, either way, it's not gonna be good. If I'm saying 39 or 42, it ain't.
Lito from Tony. How many games in until DJM goes, well, what the fuck is this shit?
When Willie asks him what's a pick and roll, whatever game that is.
38.
I think when you have a F, damn, shout out to Maj, man.
Maj, 54 and 28.
Man.
I hope I'm wrong. I hope they do, Maj. I hope it is.
Yeah. I hope I'm wrong, but
I think when you look at when you're starting 4 or 5 is a Zion automatically raises the forward spot grade. You know what I'm saying? Who's the backup? Who's the backup power forward?
For us?
JRE. So when you're 4 or 5 outside of Zion is legitimately a D.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Zion's backup is JRE / Trey Murphy, I guess, if you hold on to Brandon. Like,
yeah.
I guess it'd be Trey, Lito. Now that I think about it.
Okay.
It would. Well, fuck.
Yeah.
How do you bench Trey?
Exactly.
How do you bench Herb?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I like Herb.
I know, Jared, but man, he just made first team All NBA defense. He's clearly the leader of the team. He's like the heart and soul. Everybody loves him. And you're gonna be like, all right, yeah, I know you had a really good year, but come on, you're on the bench.
And I still think he can be super effective.
Completely agree.
That's no disrespect to Herb. No, I just like offensively, like you need somebody to dribble the ball. And we were preaching we wouldn't need Dejounte if they just would have gave the ball to Herb to begin with.
Don't get me started.
You know, they decided to give the ball to Dyson Daniels.
Jordan Hawkins. They decided to give the ball to Jordan Hawkins over Herb. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. It's fucking like I cannot forgive it, Jared. It's one of those like you can't be
maybe they had a
serious.
play. Maybe they had a play to run and they thought like, all right, Jordan can just dribble the ball up.
Shout out to
Kobe White ripped him.
Shout out to Kangaroo Crunch, man. Long live Chaz.
My dog.
Chaz, shout out Chaz. Okay, so last question, we're into fan questions. Jared, I'll start with you. What if Brandon Ingram changed his shot profile? Would it matter?
Hey, bro, we in year what?
Like 9.
6. No. Oh, you talking about for him?
Yeah, for Brandon.
Oh yeah, no.
That ain't happening, bro. Like, that's not.
He did it with Gentry. I know.
What are you? That's a different game of basketball that's being played around the league compared. Like, yeah, it would have looked good then. Probably what he did now would look good then. But it's a different league now. Like, Willie Green said it today. Apparently, he had an epiphany to say, like, you need to shoot the ball 3-point shots.
We got to start shooting 3?
I guess so. I'm glad you finally realized that.
But do you think it goes back to the Brandon thing? So if Willie's preaching one thing and saying we got to shoot a bunch of threes and your players are not shooting threes, what do you do?
Bro, 2 years ago now, Willie Green at the end of the year said, matter of fact, he had an off-camera conversation, and in the conversation, he knew people were listening, so which is okay for me to say. He said Brandon's shot profile at this point was almost similar to Jason Tatum's. He just needed to exchange some more, mid-ranges for threes, and it would look exactly the same. Brandon regressed in that the following year.
Just don't understand why.
Well, you don't have to understand why. That's the thing. We always want to understand why. No, the results are telling us what we need to know. We don't need to know
then
why.
You don't think he'll do it?
Fuck, he hasn't done it.
So then so it goes back to if your head coach is saying, hey, I need guys to shoot threes, and the player doesn't shoot threes that you need to shoot, what do you do? Am I like fucking insane?
You traded him 2 years ago.
Like, this is what I'm trying to get at is okay, if you see that a head coach and the whole organization top to bottom is we need more threes, and you have a player that won't do it, why would you hold on to him? Why would you pay him?
Arrogance. Because you believe what your eyes aren't telling you. Your mind is telling you something different than what your eyes are telling you. That's arrogance. You think it's going to change.
So your answer is no, Lito.
Yes, my answer.
Not just no. Hell no.
I mean, have you had do let me ask you this, Justin.
I know.
Justin.
Him in the first thing. Justin Jermaine, middle guy.
Yeah.
Do people have been smoking crack, right? When they've been smoking crack their whole life, at any point, do you see them change? Like, you want the best for them, but do you actually believe like a change will happen? Crack ain't even cool no more. Let's say meth. Like, people don't even do crack no more. Let's say somebody who's been smoking meth.
Yeah, and you're going to just leave them in your house unattended.
What do y'all want? I mean, I'm agreeing with you. I'm just asking.
We're just asking you a question.
I'm just asking you a question about meth, though.
I'm
just.
What do you want me to say?
Like, do you think is there gonna be a change? Like, if Walter White is around, do you
shout Walter White?
Like, if he's cooking a pack, you think You think that
Justin, you would come
Jesse
back.
Pinkman change?
No, you would come back to a house empty. That's what would happen.
Or burn down.
Easily.
Or burn down.
Yeah, I love Breaking Bad, by the way. It's one of my favorite shows.
It's a good show.
Really good show. All right, we'll get to fan questions. So look, this is what we'll do. We'll go for another 10, 15 minutes. Make sure you smash the like button if you have questions for Jarrett and Lido. I'll pull them up. We'll answer them. I wanted to actually ask y'all a question before we get to the fan questions.
One of Lido's questions, huh?
Oh,
I got a question.
I got a question. Can y'all name the 4 teams that don't end in an S in the NBA?
Magic.
4 teams that don't end in an S.
Same state.
Oh, Heat. Good job. Don't tell me anything else.
Yeah, like what the fuck was that?
Yeah, it's stupid.
Oh, sorry. Jesus.
God damn.
Yeah,
Jesus.
we trying to play the game.
Like,
Got a show to get.
Jazz.
There he is.
Jazz,
One more.
Okay. Damn.
Everyone forgets about the Jazz.
Get a name back. Okay, ass nigga. What else? Who I'm thinking about?
I'll give
y'all
15 more seconds.
Okay. Shit.
Does anybody want a hint?
Name a player.
No, I'm not naming a player. We didn't beat them in the postseason.
Thunder?
Wow. That's good.
Oklahoma City Thunder. Shout out OKC. All right.
Wonderful place.
I had a guy.
Surprisingly.
Jarrett, are we keeping Brandon Ingram?
Keeping him like long term or keeping him?
Is he playing this year for the New Orleans Pelicans?
I give it 70% chance that he is playing basketball for the New Orleans Pelicans. Game 1 of the season.
With or without an extension?
If I'm him, I'm not playing game 1 without it. So I would say yes. If he's game 1, like he's probably got an extension.
Shout out to Tyrone Jenkins, man. That's a fake name.
Lido from Dundee. Guess what? Karlo's a starting center if you start him, for better or worse.
What's the question?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's more of just a statement.
He said, guess
what? I don't know if you wanted to.
I'm going to just say for sure.
Okay. Just tweaking. Would y'all trade BI for Kelly Olynyk?
No.
I really do like Kelly Olynyk.
I know.
I like him too.
Oh, okay. So,
but I'm not
straight up.
No, because that wouldn't work. But if I know they still got, I know they're trying to move Gary Trent Jr.
Wait, yeah.
So
yeah,
sign trade.
I wouldn't mind doing that, but you'd be in another predicament because he would be wanting money, just kind of rinse and repeat of what you've been going through.
Yeah. Jarrett, what happens first in the season? Trade or Willie gets fired?
Ooh,
that's a good question.
That's a really good question, Brett.
Let both of them.
Huh?
Rock, paper, scissors. Go first. Oh. Shoot, man.
That was terrible. Shoot. You know what? You automatically should lose off of that. It's always shoot.
Yeah. I thought all right.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Why are you going so slow?
He's nervous.
Oh, all right.
I did it right the first time when y'all tried to.
No, you cheated.
Let's see. Man, I think Willie gets fired before a trade happens. If like say if like game 1 happens and Brandon's still on the roster, before they trade, I think they move Brandon. Oh no, I think they fire Willie, and then they move Brandon, like almost like simultaneously. I think that's how it happens.
Really?
Yeah. Like we're gonna just cut.
Boop, yeah. Done, out.
You ever seen like an infection? You know, you ever like watch like Grey's Anatomy or?
I never did watch Grey's Anatomy.
So like there's like some of these parts where like there's like an infection and stuff. They'll just like cut it out. Like that's what they're gonna do.
Bro, that's the wildest show of all. My girl got me in that show because of COVID. Like
it's just the same cycle.
20 fucking seasons of come on, dog. Like what
it's just that good.
God,
Lido.
damn.
So to Brett's question, what happens first? Trade or Willie gets fired?
Willie gets fired.
It's almost like perfectly set up for it.
his backup
like
center is
Thies.
No, he's the starter. That's the starting center. That's the starting center.
Sorry. Tice the starting center.
The backup center is Karlo and Missi, and your backup big is JRE. Your backup 4 is JRE / Trey. Yeah. You ain't.
Okay.
Your backups have never played a minute of NBA basketball.
One guy's been playing for 4 years.
Hey, listen, bro. I know a setup when I see one.
Yeah.
What is
upset the setup?
Well, my diamonds.
What would your Jared? What? How do I want to phrase this? What's the record got to be for Willie to be fired 20 games in?
It's not necessarily a record. Like
there's no like 8-10 or we get off to that kind of start.
Shit. If he ain't win a game in the first 15, that's something. But like I think the feeling has to be off. Like Zion coming that motherfucker. Oh, God dang it. Zion coming there.
No.
You're throwing a good game.
Yeah. No. Fuck that. No, that was good. No. I like
Zion
that.
coming there. Pause. And he like, yeah.
Of course.
I'm not with this. Like going left and right. Yeah. They could be 500. They could be 500. And if Zion says, I think it's Rap City. I'm not saying he will.
Yeah. I think it's got to be a little worse than that. I think like 8-20 or some shit. Like
I just don't.
I think 28 games is too many.
I'm about to say 8-20 is too late,
That's many games. Especially in the West.
The coach on the bench, so it really don't matter.
Like they started, they were 500, I think, 20 games in to this year, and then still got to 49 wins.
I'm saying the
so maybe 20 games isn't enough.
The replacement is on the bench, so it really doesn't matter when you fire him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I've been thinking about this. Listen, why do you think
story time with you?
Why do you think this man would turn down or pull his hat out of a consideration? The Detroit job, for all we know, is his.
Yeah.
Right? Why you don't think there was some sort of handshake agreement there? Like, hey, look, this shit gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, bro.
Like, yo, it does not matter when he gets fired. I just know what the next move is all I'm saying. The jig, I see it.
It's up there.
It's up there.
Say, think about this. He probably figured like when the Cavs decided to go with what's your boy? Kenny Atkinson.
Yeah.
When they decided to go with him, Griff, in my opinion, probably knew like, okay, well, Trajan's probably gonna make sure he gets James. Well, Griff probably knows like James, maybe in his family, like, we really don't want to go to Detroit. We'd rather just be here.
Exactly.
But we don't want to just be here in a backup position when we can be a head coach. Griff, like, as the Griff we know, probably like, well, just be patient with me.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I'm gonna be patient with you. My kids in school here, they're doing real well. My wife likes it.
Yeah,
maybe that's from my opinion. That's no inside knowledge. That's nothing like
it's
that.
all speculation. Like
all
speculation. We ain't talked to James. I can tell you how Griff said it though.
Oh, don't do it.
I can tell you how Griff said it.
I miss my dog Chaz.
I know Chaz would have been. God, Chaz would have been perfect. Chaz will be making appearances on the show. It just won't be as shout out to you, Chaz. If you haven't heard Chaz and Hot Takes, we'll be taking a break. This is a good time to shout out Chaz, man. We're just a great dude.
My dog.
A lot of y'all just know him for Pels content, but he's an incredible person, man.
Real shit. Something to say for standing on your squad, being who you are. You know what I'm saying? And not folding under any circumstances.
Yeah.
Regardless if the team, the professional basketball team, is at your door every day for what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, but you got these bitch ass podcasters, you know what I'm saying, who feel the same way, and they sending shots behind closed doors. They throwing rocks, you know what I'm saying, and they scared to put a name on the bullet. Hey, put a name on the bullet. Put a name on the bullet. That's all I'm gonna say.
See, I got a problem. I always want to fight, so now.
Yeah, see, and that's why I let Chaz go. I don't really like. You know what I'm saying? We had that experience. That
Let's hear from Company Burger. Company Burger is the official burger of Pro Pels Talk and Boot Crew Media. Located at 4600 Ferret Street, Company Burger has been locally owned and operated for 11 years. Grind the meat, bake the buns, make the mayo, get the homemade tots. Company Burger uses Creekstone Farms prime beef to create the best burger in the city with milkshakes to go and a full bar. Company Burger is open every day besides Tuesday from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Can't make it out? No worries, we have you covered. You can order online right now at thecompanyburger.com or check them out on the Toast or Uber Eats app. Company Burger, the official burger of Boot Crew Media. Sean, this is crazy, bro. Smash the like button. About an hour and 10 anyway. Any more questions? Let me see. Okay.
504. I don't know if they called the team, but I know the team called. That's all I could tell you.
With the starting lineup of Murray, CJ, Herb, Zion in the center, do y'all want to keep Jose Alvarado?
Hey, bro, listen, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. As I was at the beginning, I've always been a fan of Jose Alvarado. Even before he played a minute on this team, we all had a conversation about him. I wouldn't say starting lineup, but I think he's a valuable player that could play on a team in the right office. Because if you see what he's done in FIBA,
yep,
bro, like just the space, pick and roll, I think he's really good at it. They just didn't run it enough for him, or allow him to make plays for everybody else. I think his decision making has kind of gotten better based on the games that he's played, although it's short lived. Dude can play. I wouldn't have him in a starting lineup, but I would have him on the bench.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I always let you go, Lito, but I've been back and forth with Jose, and he's a hell of a player. Like, really like him. I find it hard, right? You have Hawkins here, and you have, I'm guessing, Reeves. Do you want to maybe give them a shot? Like, I love Jose. I want him to play, but
who is going to dribble the basketball?
He's your backup point guard.
Yeah,
he's got to play.
Yeah.
So that you look at it. If Jordan Hawkins having this kind of summer, I don't see him getting many minutes next year.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just another draft pick. Just
man, and you know what? It's messed up. I had a conversation with an NBA trainer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we talked for 10 minutes, and I was adamant about Jordan Hawkins's next step had to be learning how to dribble a basketball. This is mid-season.
Yeah.
And he was like, nah, he just needs to be a finisher. And I'm like, well, I hear you, but what gets him on the court? Like, I know the defensive thing was a big thing, but what gets him on the court? Like, if he had an ability to just handle the ball in certain situations, I think he'd be more, suited for, a guard role. But the fact that all he can do is shoot hurts him to a point.
Yeah, because it just goes back to such an easy coaching point. Well, if you're not making shots, then I can't play you because defensively you're useless, right? Yeah. And so as a coach, it's so easy. It's like, all right, you're out. Like, oh yeah, you started 0 for 3, you're out because you can't play defense. But I don't know, man. I just like to see Hawkins get actual minutes, and I just don't see it again. I don't.
That's another guy that needs a guard.
Yeah, absolutely. Lito, there was one more here. Karl. That gap between 5 Lito told a story. What'd y'all do? Is that a members only show?
I don't know.
Damn, Ross taking strays here. Ross about to pass out now. Karlo proved him wrong, and he's an NBA player. Someone check to make sure he took his BP.
He's not an NBA player.
Yeah, that might be your starting center. That might be your starting. Damn, Adam off of 2 summer league games. He's traded.
Hey, look, I'm not trying to trade him, but all I'm gonna say is the fact that we had this conversation prior to the pod starting. It's from a business standpoint, from a dollar standpoint, Hawkins is a lottery pick. He's guaranteed.
I'm sorry, is this a joke? I didn't mean to cut you off. Wait, Reed, is this actually?
Shout out to EJ.
EJ, I didn't
confirm that. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Lito.
I still believe in EJ, to be honest. Hey, I mean that probably damn, I was about to knock the Pels development again. But get that, Donald, get the tattoo, and then let the chat don't, unless it's like, just have it in a presentable place, like or something like nowhere crazy, you know what I'm saying? And then just show the chat, bro. Like, I don't even know, like, what would you get? Like, is it a dunk? Like, it's like a Karlo bounce pass? Like,
he's at 4 points.
Reed.
The point is like Reeves' game, which is more independent and not necessarily so heavily reliable on a guard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the money that Jordan makes, it makes Jordan a little bit more expendable now because of the tax situation. Also, like, you would look at, because I think the Pels are now in the tax with the money they paid Karlo. If they want to get out of that, trading Hawk would be an easy thing to do to avoid that.
To Lito's point, I think the Pelicans are going to only stunt Jordan Hawkins' growth at this point. Justin, you said this before the pod. He probably needs to be somewhere else. Like, he needs to be with somebody that's offensively minded that can help him get the ball, because it's just not going to happen here. They don't have time to train Jordan Hawkins in a way that he needs to be trained. And I think if you package him with Brandon, I think that'll allow him to go somewhere that maybe he can learn a new set of skills.
Look, and that's a really good point. And once again, shout out to Chaz.
And he did have 22.
He did?
Yeah.
Okay, so shout out. Chaz sent us this text like before we got on the show, but he said, I wonder if we drafted Antonie Reeves, would that be the Jordan Hawkins replacement? Yeah. So possibly if you move Hawkins with Brandon and maybe a pick or whatever it may be, you still have Antonie Reeves, who I think over these last 2 summer league games, like, he got way better from day one. I thought tonight he was great. I really did.
Yeah, I thought Reeves was real good, but I'm just thinking, like, I'm probably going to regret this later on, because I'm like, I see something else in Jordan Hawkins, but it's just not going to happen here because of what, the situation does not seem suitable for him to,
the same reason why Easy Liddell probably is being developed in Atlanta. Like,
this is great, but like, Utah is not accepting that.
They're not.
Man, I'm not trying to see Jordan Clarkson in New Orleans. I'm sorry. I am sorry.
Not for that. They never go do that.
Yeah. Shit. All right. I got nothing else.
There's nothing else to talk about, honestly.
Yeah.
There's nothing to talk about. We doing our best. If y'all got any ideas, like, put them in the chat.
Put in the chat, in the comments.
Leave a comment, something. Like, it's there right now.
Appreciate it as always. Smash the like button. We'll see y'all.
Man, hit the like button.
Shit, what
how many likes we got?
Man, I don't know.
When are we gonna see them? Probably midweek.
160.
Hey, for real though, hit the bell notification, because we're gonna probably go live midweek. So
you know what we talk about? The Pels signed
Karlo?
Nah, they signed your boy from Miami. I can't think of his name right now. The guard.
I know you're talking, like, is he, do we need to talk about?
I mean, I'm just announcing the news. Like, we don't have to, like, go in depth about it, but I'm just saying, like, he's on the team. He's on a roster. His name is Jamal Cain.
Jamal Cain.
Yeah.
Shout out, Chung. Yeah, Jamal Cain. You want to talk about Jamal Cain?
They signed him. That's all I have for you. Miami. I'm gonna say this. Miami Heat fans seemed upset. Like, the people who I know, they were like, damn, he got some potential or whatever.
Bro, I'm tired. It's been a long.
I feel you. I feel him. I'm ready to go to, dog.
Hey, we really appreciate y'all, man. Always, y'all show out every Sunday night. So we're live Sunday night. If you're new here, always make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification, let you know that we are going live. We'll probably they play Tuesday, so we'll have a recap for y'all. Probably a live recap on Tuesday night summer league. So see y'all later.
Yeah.